Hi guys, welcome back to the Vortex. We are working on level design today. So I know I haven't introduced myself, so my name is Ellie. I am the level designer for Mind Within. And so let's get started. This is what we have so far. So this is a new building that I just started working on that we will be able to explore. Here we have a tunnel, and this is the main building. And over here we have our dreadful doctor. All right, so let's get started. Now this building is a new addition, so let's see what we have so far, and then we will go back to editing. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Okay, so let's go down this hallway. Does that look slanted? No. Ooh! Run away, run away. Didn't see me. We're good. Okay, so this is supposed to be a window, which I have not added a texture to yet. Oh, there's not enough room to go here. Oh, no, there is. A little bit, but not enough. So maybe we make that a little bit wider. And there's currently no more floor, so we'll have to add that as well. Okay, let's go. So this one in particular needs to be moved over to the side. Now it's over here and we have no more floor. So let's change that. Select the floor and we can use this tool, the scale, to make it larger. And now because it evens it out evenly, makes it larger on both ends is what I mean, it looks funky. So let's scooch that over to make this long passage, and maybe we do want it that large actually, because then we can continue out the building. So let's make this also larger. Let's do it there. So now we take this and we scooch it over as well. Oh, whoops. Actually, I didn't want to do that. We select both and we make it larger. And now we scooch it over. Okay, so let's see how that's aligned. Actually, a little bit smaller, but let's see how that aligns on the other end. Okay, not enough. And wrong tool. Scalar, larger. There we go. Okay, that should be just fine. This one is still not aligned. There we go. Now, this is a window. Let's make it higher so that it covers the entirety of the wall. Okay, and now, again, we scooch it upwards. Now, if we go to the very bottom, it's still a little bit too large. Boom, and boom, done. Okay, now let's see what that looks like. Okay, oh, we've got to fix that as well. That gap shouldn't be there. And up we go. We can turn it around. And now we're here. Okay, and where's the kidnapper? Not here, but okay, not here either. Oh, nope, he's right there. Lovely, sir. Okay, let's fix this now. Oh, where did my mouse go? Okay, cool. Whoopsies. Oh my, this is moving so slowly. This is great. This is lovely right here. Okay, and here we go. This wall, let's actually add the small wall here so that we don't have to change. There we go, same width. Okay, but now it looks funky. So let's just make this a little bit wider and scooch this over so they're not aligned. And now, okay, that covers that, but it does not go long enough. So let's fix that and scooch. Okay, how about now? Yep, that looks pretty perfect. But pretty is not perfect. There we go. Okay, so now we have this area. Looks like this overall. How would you guys like me to extend this? Shall we make a little L-shaped area, or should I just leave it open? Maybe we add another wall here, and this is where you can discover a new puzzle. Let's add another floor. So let's change it here so that it's 90, and let's change this one so that it's also 90. Perfect. And now scooch it up. Gonna make sure it's aligned, and boom. No, let's change this actually. So, we can just make it larger. Let's change it. Let's leave it to come out here. Now, let's scooch it over so that it aligns. There we go. And let's make it larger so there's more space for you guys to walk on. Let's also make it wider so that it opens to a little area. I think that's a good size. Now, scooch. And now it's a bit too large, so we'll move it over like so. Perfect. Whoopsies. degrees. Zoomed out completely. That is great. Okay, my mouse is very sensitive. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we are. Now, let's extend this wall. Why are you being difficult? Actually, it might be nice to add a window there instead. Let's do that. Let's add a window. Let's also change this so that it's 90 degrees. There we go. And let's scooch it up and over. Here we are. Bit out and up. We'll have an entire window wall here, so more light. And now let's add our wall prefab. So we're also going to change the rotation so that it's parallel to the ground that we are working with. And whoa, we'll scooch it down now. Change the scale. Scooch it over. You guys know the drill at this point. Okay. Now we should probably add a ceiling. However, it is not necessary, but we do need a little hiding spot. So we're going to take this wall prefab, take the small wall, and scooch it there. So that now, whoa, down over to the side, change the scale a little bit wider, and boom. Again, tad wider. See, that is not moved over wide enough. There we go. And I think it is still a little bit too big. Yep, and these are not aligned. So let's take this, move it over so that it is aligned a little bit up, and there we go. Still too far in. Okay, let's see how this looks now. Over here. Ooh, gotta fix that. There we go. Down here. Okay, see, now you can see all my mistakes. Right here, it is not aligned, and further down, we could see here, it's also not aligned at the top, and right there. So if we go down, the kidnapper is there, and you can see right here, it's also not aligned. So we will fix this. Let's get out and scooch this over. I'm so confused. My mouse is so sensitive now, but half an hour ago, not even, 5 minutes ago, it was being so difficult with moving over. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Let's make this object a little bit smaller and let's scooch it up. Okay, here we are. That's also too large and over. Okay. Shall I add a window here, guys? That might be a nice addition so that the areas are still separated, but visibly not. Let's find the window though. There we go. Bring it all the way forward and fix this in place. There, up, over, and perhaps we need to make it just a tad wider, and then scooch. So now, if we look at it from a bird's eye view, it separates this area from the stairs. So you can't technically jump down, but you can from this little opening here. Now, do we want a ceiling? That is the question. Most likely later we will add one. However, for daylight, maybe we leave it for now as a quick escape. And we will also add some more furniture in this room and a puzzle. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Here, can we jump from here? Boom, can. Okay, and up and over. Here we are. Okay, that's much better. Up here, much better, but needs some work. And yeah, window here. There'll be a puzzle over here. And you can jump off from here. So let's go up the stairs. Okay, kidnapper's over there. Let's move. Stealth. Okay, let's create something here. So here we have the entire layout. We have some windows here, and this is where we were originally. So let's add a wall. Let's do this one. Let's change the rotation so that it's there. Scooch it back forward. Maybe we enlarge it a tad. Are there 2 boxes here? How many boxes are here? 1? Yeah, 2. Okay, interesting. Let's make that larger and scooch it over. Still needs a little bit of tweaking. Okay, let's take this box and let's move it back over to where it belongs. This one we'll place elsewhere. How about here? Just as a placeholder for now. Shall we also, let's make a little ledge. Okay. Ooh, should make it a little ledge like that. Should we make a balcony, guys? I think that would be cool. Let's make a small balcony. Let's move that over. Okay. See, that is not totally aligned, but it's okay because we are going to use the smaller walls to cover it up. I'll take this one. First I'll make it here. Now we're going to shrink it so it's just a little smidge. Okay, now let's take this, let's move it out. Let's move it down. Whoa, universe. Okay, further down to the side. Whoa. Okay, that is too high. How about now? I think that's just about the right angle. Let's stick it there. And now let's duplicate this, pull it out, rotate this 90, and bring it forward here. Because this area is smaller, again, we're going to have to tweak the size. Or it should be easier to bird's eye view. Okay, tiny bit smaller. We scooch it over like so. Now let's just push it in a tad so that it lines up with the wall. And now let's duplicate this one because it should be the same size on the other side. Alright, now let's scooch it over. Boom, boom. Okay, let's align. There we go. Let's see how it looks on the bottom. This looks a little bit too high. That's too low. So let's leave it there actually. Now over to the side. Those corners don't align, which bother me. So we will enlarge this one just a tad. And we can fix all of this later, which is really great. So for now, let's leave it as it is and we'll check it out. Okay. Okay. Alright, there's a little bit of a bevel here, so we don't like that. Gotta fix that. Okay, alright, it's a little bit too large. And this side is actually fine. It's a little bit uneven here, so we'll fix that. On this side as well, maybe I need to push this one out a little bit and scooch it over and make it a little bit smaller. And there's Dr. Death. Thank you very much. Okay, let's do some tweaking, guys. Alright, here we are. This one, scooch out. A little bit too long. This one as well. Yep, a little bit too long. But dun 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 dun. I made it a little bit too short now. Dun 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 dun. I think I have to scooch it down a little bit. There we go. And this one, scooch aside just a smidge. Okay, and over on this end, it's still just a little bit too large. Okay, but now does that look funky? No. And perfect. Okay, that one is good. We go to the other side. That one is now aligned. Cool, but this one is not. So let's scooch it a little bit towards the back. Almost. Scooch it in. Okay, I don't love that though. Actually, that's just... I think this is going to be our solution. Cool. And now we can push it back a tad, and it should align now. Yep, right about there. Okay, perfect. Now this is going to look like that anyways, just because of the change in place. Yes, there will be a tiny step, but it's a balcony, so that makes sense. Now we should add doors. We will add doors later. However, perhaps we should add a wall here. Let's change the rotation of this and scooch it over. It's also quite thick. That's not how we want it. So we'll do that. Scooch, scooch, scooch. Okay, over, about there. But now it is too thin. Here we go. Scaling tool, our best friend. Open, sesame. And boom. Okay. Still not large enough. Okay. Now this is too high. You see how the walls are uneven? That is not what we want. Let's scale this down and scooch this down. We will check for evenness later once we add a ceiling. Okay, that doesn't look very even, but it's okay. Okay, that however looks nice. So because we have this little spot here, potentially we want it as an exit route. So let's leave it open. Let's not add a window. Now up here we have stairs leading to this little platform. Let's add a landing. Okay, let's change the rotation on this and on this, and let's scooch it up and towards us, and up and towards us. Now, live the man who sailed the seas in the yellow submarine. Sorry guys, that song's been stuck in my head on a loop. We all live in a yellow submarine. Okay, now I think my favorite tool is the scaler for this exact reason. You can make everything align. Now, let's actually make it align. And scooch. Okay, would you look at that? Now, actually, let's see. Ooh, you know what actually might be better? Let's make it up maybe we make it like another step. Make another step, and this can then be our ceiling over this area if we so choose to make it. So now we scooch. I have to make it a little bit larger, like so. And now, whoopsie daisies. Does that? Okay, almost aligned. And now down here, let's see what that looks like. That might be a little bit too low, actually. Well, we'll see. Let's check it out now. Okay, here we are up the stairs. It is too low. Okay, let's fix that. So, because I like this, let's just scooch it up here. We might actually have to move it out a tad. Shall we add some stairs, or is that too much? Well, we're gonna have to add some stairs. Let's add some small stairs over here for now. Okay, let's change the y-axis to align it better. We scooch it up, we scooch it out, we scooch it over. Now, let's scale this up a bit and out. Okay, let's see how that looks. That does not look great. Let's make it a little bit smaller so it actually makes some sense. Up and over. So we're here now. Let's move it forward a little bit so that can align. Okay, almost perfect. Scooch it there. Okay, and let's move it down so that's perfect. You can't see the top step anymore. Now we need to make a little change here. There we go. Okay, so for now we have this open area, but that leaves this large gap here. So to solve our problems, we're going to add a large window. Now that's in, put aside, scooch it towards the middle, scale it so that it lines up nicely there, and wait a tad. This is obviously way too large, so we move it up, we move it over. Is that almost perfect? Guys, we're getting better at estimating. Okay, just a tad. Okay, how does that look? I think still a little bit too large. That should be fine though. We'll move it down a bit, and that's fine. Now, we must do the same on the other side. So let's duplicate this and move it over. Lovely, but new problem. So let's make this a tad smaller, move it over. Let's do this scale so that it makes sense. Now zoom. Okay, boom, that's pretty. Structurally, does not make too much sense, but it's fine. We worry about that later when logic kicks in. Maybe we should add a pole. Let's add a support beam. So I'm still going to use the wall prefab here. We're just going to scale it so that it's a beam. Now scooch it over, and let's make sure that this is aligned. So I think we have to make it a tad smaller. Okay, how does that look? That looks like it's almost within boundaries. There we go. Okay, now that that's good, we'll scooch it in and over. Okay, because this makes a lot more sense. Let's move it also onto the other end and align it nicely. Now, in terms of support, we should also add one to the corner. Let's see now. And you know what? Let's do the same on the other end. So we're going to take this and scooch it over. That looks about right. Okay, now move it out. Actually, I think we will have to scale it a little bit smaller. Okay, how does that look? Not amazing, but it is fine. Oh wait, let's leave it there actually. Let's just move it up. Okay, this side, still a little bit too high. Let's make it there. And do the same to the other end. Now let's see what that looks like. And look guys, that solves our problem, my problem, about this being off. There we go. Okay, now that that's done, and we have our little balcony and now this open area on top, because obviously that looks funky and it should not be there, we are going to do the same thing that we had done before and make a little barrier. Let's say that high. Let's make it a little bit longer so that it matches up with the length that we need. We'll scooch it down to the side, double check. Okay, let's move it inwards and let's make it a thicker wall and longer as well. Now move it over here. Okay, so now that is aligned. That is what we want to see. Now let's double check on this end. Still not. So, you guys know the drill. Make it a little bit larger. And scooch back in. And double check there. Can't see anything. Perfect. Is the floor in this? They're aligned. Lovely. Wait, are they? I mean, we'll have to see when we run through. But so far, so good. Now, let's do the same on the other end. Scooch it all the way here. Double check that it aligns with the rest of the house. Let's do bird's eye view for this. Okay. Smidge over. And now elongate. Okay. And a little bit longer. Okay, perfect. Now let's readjust the measurements. Okay, tiny bit over. Okay, here we are. Over to the side, a little bit further out. Lovely. Now let's take this one again. Duplicate, scooch out, we rotate. Done. Lovely. And now we can add this beam here. Now, obviously, that doesn't look, it's too large. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that and scooching this over. Okay, 1 second guys, sorry. Here we are. Okay, too far. Right here. Okay, what do you guys think? How does this look? Ooh, we gotta fix that. Okay, and over. See, that's where we want it to end up. So, open, enlarge. Okay, but see, now this area is too small for the player to get through. Technically, they could get through it. However, it would be quite annoying, and that's not something we want, annoyed players. So, let's make this thinner. Okay, there's a small opening there, so that is not what we want. Let's scooch this over. Okay, and see, now this aligns, but not in the end. So let's fix that. Guys, if we're being real, game dev is just a lot of agile methodologies and agile tasks, which means that as you go with developing your project, you have to make small changes or large changes. It depends on what's going on. But normally, it's within playtesting. So when you guys are testing the game or when you're playing the game, you're like, okay, I don't like this here. Or you have a puzzle that you want the player to solve, but it's too difficult and only 1 out of 10 players can solve it. That's an issue, of course, because you want all 10 players to be able to play the game and solve the puzzle. And if you cannot solve the puzzle, let's say you can't move on. Very big issue. So agile methodologies is essentially where you take a problem or a task that you must do. This could also be programming. It has nothing to do with play testing necessarily. You have to make small tweaks as you go. So you could also call this impromptu. However, agile methodologies is just taking into account the player and the customer base and making these small tweaks to adhere to what they want or to allow for a greater audience by taking all of these perspectives into account. Okay, so let's push this over. Often in game dev, we also use Trello boards or Padlet for tracking our progress on game dev. And so that is exactly what we are doing. And Padlet and Trello are often used in game dev, not only game dev, but specifically for agile methodologies, because you essentially create these small post-it notes of tasks that you have to do or issues that you have to solve. And then you move them along in like a to-do, doing, and done list so that everyone on the team can see the progress of the game or of your project. It doesn't necessarily have to be game dev. I'm just using game dev as an example because that's exactly what we do. But agile methodologies are not confined to game dev is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, this is better, but it is not aligned and I'm confused with what this piece is doing here. Oh, I see what I did. Let's scooch that in and let's move this to the side. Okay, now let's just do a little run to see how it looks. Okay, let's go all the way up. Okay, cool. Now we have our little balcony here. Those will be windows. You'll be able to see through them. But right now they're pink, so we're gonna ignore that. Okay, and we go up. Okay, I see a small gap there that I've got to fix. There's also a small gap there that I need to fix. Okay, let's see how these are aligning. It's not too bad. Around the other area. Okay, yeah. Okay, gotta fix that. See, these are all things that I'm going to add to our Trello board for a to-do list, for my to-do list. Alright, well I think that's all we have time for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this stream, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!